Hey guys, it's Will here and I'm back with another battle report. Was hoping to bring you one a little bit sooner than this. Sorry it's been a while since my last one. We did actually start filming one last week, but the background noise just got to the point where we couldn't even hear ourselves, let alone be heard on the camera. So hopefully it's going to be a little bit better this week. It's a quieter night down here. As you can see, I've got my orcs against, my Necrons against Sam's orcs. It's going to be normal 1750 maelstrom mission, and yeah, should be a good game. It was fun last week playing these two armies, and yeah, hoping it's going to produce an equally good game for the batrep today. So here's my Necron army, led by my Overlord. He has got a War Scythe, a Resurrection Orb, and Phase Shifter, and he's at the head of a Decurion detachment. So I've got my unit of Lich Guard here, 5 of them with sword and board, and they're in a Night Scythe. Then I have 3 units of 10 Necron warriors on foot, and then a further 15 in a second Night Scythe. Then I've got 2 units of Immortals and a minimum squad of, what are these called? Tomb Blades. They've got the +1 to their armour save upgrade, and the Immortals have got the Tesla carbines on there. So that is my my main, what's it called, Reclamation Legion for my Decurion, and then my auxiliary choice is, as ever, the Canoptic Harvest. Amazing formation this. So I've got my Spider, got my Wraiths, and I've got minimum unit Scarabs. And the ability of this to give the Wraiths reanimation protocol, combined with a +1 to reanimation protocol for the Decurion bonus, just makes that unit so unbelievably good. Anyway, that's 1750 of Necrons. Let's see what Sam's bringing with his orcs. And facing the Necrons tonight is Sam's horde of Deathskull orcs. He's actually running a double force organisation chart here. So for his HQs, he's got Painboy, and another Painboy, and then this, which you won't have seen before. This is his new war boss on a bike, and it is a war boss on a Skaven Doom wheel converted into some sort of weird orc bike contraption. Really funky conversion there, I'm liking that. And he's just got Power Claw, I think. Just a basic war boss with a Power Claw, yeah. So we keep it simple, but a lovely conversion, I do like that. Then his troops, he's got 2 big mobs of 30 boys. Pain boys will run with them, making them incredibly resilient. And then he's got 2 units in trucks, both 10 guys with shooters, not with Power Claw. Then 3 units of bikes, 1, 2, 3. Unit of tank busters in another truck, so that makes 3 trucks worth of boys. Then he's got the cannons. These are all custom mega cannons, so they are scarily dangerous. And then he's got his 2 dreadnoughts here. One is a normal dreadnought kit, one based on a Tau Ghost Kill suit, and that is 1750 points of orcs. Okay, so we've finished rolling for mission and deploying. We rolled up deadlock, so it's vanguard deployment and a decreasing number of objectives every turn, so 6 on the first turn going down to 1 on the last turn. Sam won the roll off to deploy and go first. So we have all these orcs over here. We've got big mob of boys, truck with more boys in, got bikes, dreadnought, truck with the tank busters, cannons at the back, more boys, more bikes, more dreadnoughts. It's just really struggling to squeeze in the deployment zone. Now the orcs have the advantage of 2 objective markers in their deployment zone, one over there and one over there, which can potentially give them a bit of an advantage early on. Whereas the Necrons just have the 1, objective 3, but the Wraiths on the flank looking to swoop down the side, munching 1 unit at a time. Left the Immortals on that objective to hold it, and the Spider is trying to get some cover so he can live a little bit longer, buff the Wraiths. Then the Warriors and Immortals that I've deployed are all down here in a line, kept the Tomb Blades back to counter-strike and get to the right objective but stay alive. And then in reserves, we've got the Scarabs and the 2 Night Scythes containing the Overlord and the Lich Guard, and also the big unit of Warriors. So that is all of that. And now I'm going to roll to see if I can seize the initiative. Nope, it's a 3, so Sam's got first turn. So in the Orc first turn, he had Ascendancy and a whole lot of score number objectives. So the army surged forward onto these objectives. Bikes have come up here to claim objective 5. Boys have surged forward. The trucks sort of got a bit ahead of the lines to get 6. And these guys have all just advanced to where they need to be. Shooting phase, the main event was the cannons over the back, just in range of these warriors, and killed 7 of them, and then the tank busters killed another 1. So much firepower from those custom mega cannons. They are a nasty unit. I'm going to have to deal with them. Points wise, Sam did really well actually. He scored objective 1, 6, 5 and 4 were all ones he needed to score, and one of these, I think it was 5, was worth 2. And he also had Ascendancy, which he quite easily scored. So he's taken a nice early lead with 7 points actually. He got 2 for Ascendancy. Now, it could have been very different. The first batch of objectives he drew, he could score at best 1 of them, but he had the Warlord trait that allowed him to redraw his objectives on the first turn if he wanted to, and that made such a difference. That Warlord trait may have just won him the game. Anyway, let's see what the Necrons can do to come back from this as we head into Necron turn 1. Okay, so the Necrons moved up just slightly for the most part, trying to get the objectives that we'd drawn. Unfortunately, I'd drawn a lot of objectives that were very much out of reach, like 2 copies of Objective 1 and 1 of Objective 4, which I was never going to get to this turn. So I focused on trying to do some damage. So I managed to wreck that truck in the middle to give me first blood. And the Wraith surged over here, got into combat and scored me a point for blood and guts against the Warbikes. I then backed off into the trees, so if those boys want to come and get me, they're going to have to come through the trees if they want the charge. Other than that, I did secure Hold the Line, so I've got Hold the Line and Blood and Guts, and I'm going to discard Secure Objective 4 because that's right over there. Other shooting was pretty ineffective. These 2 units shot for the bikes over there, and it took all 3 of this unit, and this unit to take that truck down. Luckily those boys are pinned, so they're not going to be too much of a threat next turn, but there's still an awful lot of orcs bearing down on me, and I've not been able to silence those guns. But yeah, it's pretty close. I've got there's 3 points to 6, so the orcs have a bit of a lead to start off with. But yeah, let's see how he's going to come answer my initial strike. Whoa! So it's end of the Orc shooting phase here, and they've just called a war, or they've called a war at the start of the turn. The shooting phase was relatively ineffective. He killed 2 warriors from there, 2 of these, and 1 warrior from there. But now I think things are about to change. We've got a huge number of charges coming up. We've got charges here and here, here into there, and those orcs into the wraiths. So yeah, I think this is about to get messy. Bring it on. So this combat down here, the unit of warriors got charged by 2 units of boys and the bikes, completely wiped them out. Did take 2 boys down with me, but it's not enough. The warriors aren't pulling their weight today, it seems. The Immortals did a bit better. They managed to hold up the Warboss and the bikes. Didn't do any damage, but only lost 2, so they're sticking around. The Dreadnought thankfully failed its charge into these guys, because otherwise they'd be dead. And over here, the Wraiths, I did lose 2 models, but that's taken the real sting out of the Orcs charge there, and we should be able to start fighting back now, because there are less attacks and less strength next turn. But yeah, still a brutal combat phase for the Orcs there. Points wise, Sam scored D3 for behind enemy lines. What did you roll for that again? 5. I rolled a 5, so that's 3 points. And you also scored Secure Objective 5 over there. Yep. Was that it?
And Recon.
And Recon, yes, you got another point for that, so plenty of points there. And discarding Demolition, because obviously there are no buildings here. So yeah, pretty nasty turn for the Orcs, but we've got some Necron reserves to roll for. First up, my Knight Scythe with the Warriors. Yep, and my Knight Scythe with the Lich Guards. Yep, so I've got both my reserves. Here comes the Necron counter-strike. So once again, a turn with lots of objective numbers to score. 2 lots of 1, 6 and 5. So getting 1 was easy, because now all these boys have vacated it, I just shot my last surviving Tomb Blade on there for 2 points. Then reserves come on. This Knight Scythe drops out these Immortals and my Overlord, they're having an attack of wobbly model syndrome, but they're in the woods there. And the Night Scythe then wrecked the truck there and took one of the tank busters down with it. This Night Scythe dropped its cargo of boys there, who together with... boys, what am I talking about? Cargo of Necron warriors were dropped down there. Along with these guys, they took out the Dreadnought to clear Objective 6 off, but couldn't get anything actually to it this turn. That Night Scythe then made a big mess of those boys there. There was 10 of them, there's now just a knob. Yeah, then combat-wise, these guys, the Immortals, actually did really well. They continued to hold up this unit, passing all their reanimations, so that war boss ain't going anywhere just yet. And the Wraiths only took 1 wound and did 3 in return against the boys, so that's going to be a long old slog, I think. They're not getting out of that anytime soon, but you know, if I can tie up 30 boys, you know, there's worse things in life. Points-wise, 2 copies of Objective 1. But other than that, not a lot scored. I'm going to discard Secure Objective 2. The other 2 I'm holding, 6 is in the centre there and 5 is somewhere under that bundle. But hopefully with my Lich Guard on the board ready to charge next turn, things could be about to get better. But anyway, the Orks are going to have a chance to do some real damage here first, so we're heading to Ork turn 3. So in Ork turn 3, Sam's holding 3 separate copies of Secure Objective 3, as well as Hold the Line. He was trying to kill one last Wraith to score Hold the Line, but they passed all their saves. Won that combat actually with the Wraiths, and the Orks killed a couple of their own from mob brawl failure, but yeah, they're sticking around. I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. This Dreadnought came over here, got into combat with these warriors, and killed like 1 of them for no damage in return. Tank Busters came over here, killed 1 warrior. The war boss had some success. He finally broke out of this combat with the Immortals and is now out in the open, ready for me to shoot. Woohoo! And these boys are actually not there. They're over here, but we just couldn't be asked to move them. Excuse my French. And they charged the Lich Guard, killed 1 of them for 3 in return, and then killed another 4 of their own number with a failed or the badly rolled mob rules. So yeah, the Orks are actually killing more of their own than they are of the Necrons, and certainly more than the Necrons are killing of them. These bikes have swung around here ready to get on Objective 3 next turn, which like I say, he's holding 3 copies of, so I'm going to need to defend at all costs. So yeah, things are a bit tight at the moment. My main 2 assault units are bogged down in combats with hordes of Orks, and I haven't got that much shooting left. I have got a unit of Scarabs in reserve I've got to roll for last turn, so I'll roll for them now. Yeah, they come on, not that they'll do me much good at this point, but yeah, let's see what I can do in Necron turn 3. Okay, so Necron turn 3, flew off 1 of my Night Scythes, and flew the other one over here to take out the isolated Orc Knob there. Had overwhelming firepower, so I just needed a quick kill to make sure I got that. Other than that, I clustered my other units that were still mobile around Objective 3, because I had to score that, and also Sam's got 3 copies of it and I want to deny him that opportunity. Other than that, it was mostly combats. The Wraiths were quite unfortunate, and she lost 3 of them in that combat against the Orcs, but we're still holding fast because we're fearless. And over here I lost another Lich Guard, so these are both looking to be grinds, so I'm not going to win. Hid my 1 surviving Tombblade over there, might need him later. And yeah, as for shooting, killed a couple of bikes over here, and this one fled, and that really was about it. Points wise, I scored overwhelming firepower and secure Objective 3, so it gives me another nice couple of points, but I think Sam's still in the lead as we head into Orc turn 4. So the Orcs, still holding 3 copies of score Objective 3, surged across here. The war boss and his boys charged into the group of Necrons that were here, wiped them out, but still not quite got them to Objective 3 yet. Tank Busters helped out in that endeavour as well. Other than that, the battle really sort of degenerated into 3 grinds. So here the Dreadnought killed 1 for no return, and well, we need to take a leadership test for that actually. Yep, we passed. Over there, the Wraith did 1 wound and suffered no damage in return, and there the Lich Guard did 2 wounds for no damage in return. So really getting quite grindy. Sam didn't score anything that turn and discarded 1 copy of Secure Objective 3. Let's see what the Necrons can get done this turn. I've got 5 and 6 as my objective. Let's see what I get. Secure objective 4. Okay, that's going to be a right pain to get. Alright, let's see what we can do in Necron turn 4. So with no chance of scoring objectives 4 or 5, I just have to go straight for objective 6. So I turbo boosted my 1 surviving Tomb Blade onto that. So that's at least 1 point this turn. And yeah, managed to take down a couple of these bikes with the shooting from over here and kill a couple of the tank busters. One of the Night Sires flew off, the other one flew back on and wrecked this truck. So those guys are out, took a couple of wounds as well. But other than that, it's just continued to grind on. The Dreadnought killed a Necron, the Wraith took a wound, did no damage in return, and the Lich Guard killed a couple of guys for no damage in return. So all in all, it's really somewhat stagnating here. I think it's sort of how it goes with Orks versus Necrons, but scored another point, and that is end of turn 4. Okay, so end of the Orc 5th turn, and objective 3 has fallen, which has scored him another couple of points. Basically, he just rammed all his units into my troops and wiped them out in combat. Other than that, it's all just descending into grinds that are never really going to undo. So yeah, we've decided to call it a very interesting game. Orcs who just have the huge weight of numbers versus Necrons who just have the huge resilience, and it all just sort of ground down. But good game, Sam. Nice victory. 14-8 in the end. And yeah, I'll speak to you in a minute for a post-game. So, in the end there, a solid victory for the Orcs. Well done to Sam, you played well, and that new Orc list you've created is working very nicely for you. I think it really came down to the way his army was able to engage mine very quickly through both the use of War, the way I had to move forward to get objectives, and the speed of all those bikes. Basically my army was pinned down, stuck in combat, unable to bring their firepower to bear, and even my best combat units were stuck fighting less than ideal targets. You know, Wraiths will chew through a lot of things, but you know, 30 boys takes a lot to break down. As for my Necrons, I think yeah, I was just got bogged down. I couldn't go anywhere with them, and that wasn't so much a factor of my bad play, although it may have helped keep the Wraiths a little bit further back in the initial stage. But it was just really good play on Sam's part. You know, you engaged me, and yeah, forced me back. I think the Necrons are lacking a little bit in manoeuvrability and firepower. It's an army with a lot of resilience, but then the Orcs are an army with a lot of resilience as well, except theirs is through weight of numbers. But the Necrons could really use a little bit more of a boost in firepower and damage output, so maybe looking to rejig the list to that end. And also I need some manoeuvrability, because all those grab objective X objectives were really hard to score. They were just a long way away, and with another army I may have been able to grab them a little bit easier. So, you know, maybe some more Tomb Blades, maybe add Destroyers into the list, I don't know. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle report, and stay tuned for more 40k battle reports and painting tutorials, Age of Sigmar content, and all kinds of other stuff to come. See you later. Bye.